Good evening and welcome to Anime-Zing Radio here on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. I'm your host, Doug Engler. Joining me in the co-host seats, as always, are our good friends, Mr. Darren Starling.
Who's that?
No, he ain't dead for once.
Right.
And VTuber extraordinaire Kaya Tianu, who just finished a collab stream earlier and made it in plenty of time.
Hello.
Yeah.
Angela is on her way back from a D&D session, so she'll be joining us in probably about a half hour or so. And hello, LuluMain56. Great to see you in the chat. I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. I am happy to finally be fully recovered from a sickness that literally kicked my ass. It went through the whole house. Started with my daughter last week. I think that's where you were getting confused, Darren. You thought that I was sick. It was my daughter who got sick last weekend. She brought it home Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday. And then Monday, it hit me and my wife almost the same exact time, like early afternoon Monday. The difference was she was home and I was at a hotel in Harrisburg. I was so sick that I ended up getting a van back, and they had to find another conductor to step up in my place to bring the return train back. And it had me on. I was out of commission Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Wednesday I couldn't stand and fold laundry. I had to sit down. I was getting dizzy.
Oh,
finally able to get back to work Friday and Saturday. So my wife said there was a norovirus, I think it's called, that's been going around. I hope none of you catch it. I haven't been that sick in a few years.
And plus it's highly contagious.
Yeah.
It's one of the, when you work in fast food, that's one of the viruses that you have to go to the doctor, be out 3 to 5 days at least. It's one of those foodborne, like it gets passed around at a fast food place in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah. And I can tell you from experience, that was absolutely horrible. Good evening to Ross and John Knight in the chat. Great seeing you guys. I hope you had an awesome weekend, awesome week. I know we didn't have a show last Sunday, but we did do a live on Saturday. And a big thank you to Akio for joining us. It was great chatting with her and learning more about her, VTuber career and everything she's got going on. Hello to Nico the Gloom in the chat. Great to see you. Tonight, we're just going to kind of have an open chat night, just, BS about anime, games, VTubing, whatever comes to mind. I'm sure food will come up at some point. It normally does.
Mm-hmm.
And, but yeah, I'm going to, just kind of have a fun evening, especially knowing that I won't be around for next Sunday's show because of work. I keep hearing noises behind me. I'm thinking one of the cats is causing trouble, but
That's typical.
Yeah.
Oh, not to say, I visited my friend yesterday and I had 3 dogs all over me. Two were former service dogs, so you know how intense they are.
Oh yeah, and I just realized it is the kitten Nanachi. She is playing with a ball in the kitchen, so that's the noises I'm hearing.
She's getting big, isn't she?
Surprisingly, she's still the smallest. She's.
I mean, but she's still bigger than when I was there, right?
Oh yeah, she's gotten bigger from when you were up, but it almost seems like she's stopped growing. She's still like, she's not the tiny baby thing that my wife brought home from the grocery store parking lot. At that point, she was like 6 or 7 weeks. 6, 7. But she's definitely gotten bigger, and at some point we need to figure out when to get her into the vet to get chipped and fixed. Thankfully, we put the $100 deposit down on that, so we're getting like 10% off, and the chip is free. So, which is an awesome deal. We've got a really good vet not too far from us. So
That's good.
And in the chat, I see Friday was awesome. Had a good weekend for Ross. John Knight asking how everybody's Valentine's Day was.
I had a great date night with my bed.
Valentine's Day was Saturday, so I was working. So if I'm gonna say I had a date night, I had a date night with a train. I'm not gonna say it was a date night with the engineer. No.
That was your fantasy to have a date night with the train.
I'm like that guy from Demon Slayer. I don't just like trains. I am the train.
I never did see. I still didn't see past season 1, so I haven't seen either movie.
Neither have I. My wife just told me about it. We poke fun at that.
Well, I did get one thing that happened to me. I can't remember if it was yesterday or if it was. I think it was yesterday. One of my pre-orders on Ami was came through, and so it was letting me know that the order was placed. I'm like, sweet.
Nice.
So I believe that's 2 Dakimakura, if I recall correctly.
You've got too many Dakimakers.
I got too many different style pillowcase covers. You are correct. Oh, and speaking of pillowcase cover, can you bring that up on the screen?
What?
What I sent in the chat the other day from Russia.
You might have to send it again.
Shouldn't be that far back, I don't think.
Oh. I know what you're talking about now.
Oh, what the Russian show is posing with the anime body pillow.
Yeah. Because culture is not limited to... Well, culture is for everybody. And who else better than the military, who stay the most bored at times?
So there's the actual picture.
Because why not?
It makes Darren happy.
Mm-hmm. Hey, it's like it's like the other time they showed the Americans on one of our ships. I think it was one of our ships. They had the military, and they were displaying a Megami body pillow as the Japanese ship was passing by. Now, they didn't have the pillow, but they were just displaying the cover.
It's crazy how like anime culture has just exploded.
Oh, look, my friend that I was visiting yesterday, his girlfriend, up out of the blue the other day, he messaged me, so do you know anything, where can I watch Clobits? And I'm like, do you mean Chobits? I'm like, and he's like, also, he said, girlfriend wants to know how you turn the robot on. I'm like, I never watched Chobits. I have no answer to that.
I haven't seen Chobits in ages.
You don't know how to turn the robot on? Everybody knows how to turn a Chobit on.
Like I said, honestly, I never watched the show, so I have no idea.
You ever see that one, Doug?
I don't think so. I'm gonna have to watch that later.
I gotta send it to Darren. It's probably easier for you to send to Darren.
I gotta find my phone first.
Darren would like this one.
Oh my god. Oh my goodness.
Oh, well, wait till he reloads it.
I had to click the link. Basically, it's a gun that says Ubu. It's the video.
I've seen something like that before, I believe. Never underestimate the power of people that are bored. And
and Darren, when you reload it, it does something really sus.
Did you see the video where the guy modified his car? I think it's like Kazama Desu or something or another. Guy modified his car to when he puts in the key and turns in the ignition, it says "Ada Ada" at him.
People are just creative, and it's crazy to see the stuff that they're coming out with.
I think I told you before, I had an argument back when I was in 6th grade with my teacher about Knight Rider and Kit being a possibility. And I'm just watching all this stuff that's come out in the previous years, and very much possible.
Oh, Kit would be very possible, especially with, I mean, these cars are 90% electronics and computers anyway, and 10% mechanical. It's ridiculous. You almost need to have a computer degree to fix some of these newer vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
Which is scary.
Yeah.
I mean, they already have cars that can drive themselves and, things of that nature.
I saw an interesting video regarding cars. They're coming out with a manual shifting electric vehicle. Someone got so bored that they programmed the electric vehicle to act like you're driving a manual.
Yeah, I was going to say that they would have to program that, because I don't think how electric motor is, you can't.
It's Toyota, and I think they said Toyota and Honda that are coming out with it.
And I know why. It's just those two manufacturers. I feel like because Honda is trying to make it into NASCAR, Toyota's already in NASCAR, and those cars are stick. So I think they're trying to figure out ways to incorporate, stick shifts and keep them going. Because let's be honest, manual transmission cars are going by the wayside heavily.
Well, plus that's the best security system in America right now.
People don't know how to drive a stick shift.
No, they don't. It's so sad.
My dad, my first vehicle, my Ranger, he said, "You are learning how to drive a manual as your first vehicle, period, in the story." Yep. And that's exactly how I learned.
Because if you can drive a stick shift, you can drive anything.
Exactly. Now, granted, I never got to drive a 3 on the tree. Mine was always on the floor, but
yeah. I learned on my father's old S10 Chevy pickup. And the way he taught me to learn the clutch was our driveway had a little bit of a hill. And he said, you can't touch the brake. You have to learn to keep the truck stationary using the clutch and the gas only.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I learned, where to put on, how much pressure to put on the clutch and stuff like that. I think it took me about 15 minutes to get it to where it stayed without having to touch the brake at all. And after that, it was kind of easy just listening to the engine and knowing when to shift.
Mm-hmm. Well, I will say I was impressed when I think it was in the 2008 trucks, but I mean I have it on my truck. I have a paddle shift on my gear shifter, so I can put it in manual and then use it as a manual if need be.
What do you think you are, Max Verstappen? Your little paddle shifters like the F1 cars?
Well, it's about to say it's on the. I mean, you probably know since you worked at the dealership, but it was on the gear selector.
Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about. Some comments in the chat. John Knight says that he watched Freerun Season 2, Episode 1 dub and the last 2 episodes of Spy Family Season 3 dub. So he's catching up on stuff. Freerun has still been really, really good. And I will say, I know I said it last week, watch the ending video because the entire thing was done by hand in colored pencil, frame by frame by frame. So for that reason alone, even if you don't really want to watch Freerun itself, still check out the ending song just for the video. That kind of dedication in this day and age deserves to be recognized and deserves to be watched and appreciated. John Dyke says, yesterday marked the 5th anniversary of Mushoku Tensei Jobless Reincarnation dub.
Wow. Jobless Reincarnation's been out almost 6 years now.
Yeah, 5 years for the dub. Ross in the chat says a list of DVDs that he got in the mail on his birthday that he ordered. Goblin Slayer Season 1, Berserk of Gluttony, Senko, Peter Grill Super Extra, and Kanokon.
Oh, he got Kanokon? That's interesting. That was the one I was talking about last week that I said really kind of modernized the ecchi genre. Or set the standard for the ecchi genre. Now, have you seen that one, Kaya? I can't remember.
Which one is it?
Kanokon, the one about the guy with the fox spirit.
I don't think I did.
Yeah, I don't think I saw that one either. Senko I've seen, but...
Well, I would say this was an older one. This was 2006, 2007, I think. I mean, you might like it, but it's but the main character is in school, and of course the deity is, well, she's old.
Yeah. So have you guys been able to keep up with any of the shows coming out this season? I did add a new one to my list that I caught up with while I was in the hotel yesterday.
I got 3 currently that I'm actually caught up on.
I got 3 caught up. Well, actually, all 3 that I'm watching are all caught up.
All right, what you watching again?
Trigun, Sentenced to be a Hero, and Jack of All Trades.
I got currently caught up is Jack of All Trades, Cute Girl and the Hero's Party, and I just finished Chain Soldier Season 2, and I got several more I need to get through.
I think I'm behind on Cute Girl and the Hero's Party. I think I'm 1 episode behind on that. Caught up on Freerun. I'm still well behind because of not having not been home, and when I am home, I'm sleeping because of work. So the wife and I have only caught up on Freerun, so I'm behind on Jack of All Trades. And I checked out that Misanthrope teaches a class for demi-humans, which that's been kind of interesting to see. There's some twists in that I was not expecting.
I'd say, how does it compare to some of the other anthropomorphic ones you've seen?
This one has some more wholesome moments. It's basically a guy who was a teacher tried to help out a student, ended up making matters worse. The student ended up turning things around on him, making false accusations which cost him his job. So he decides that he's done dealing with humans, becomes a shut-in in his mom's house, just playing video games. Ends up getting a job as a teacher for demi-humans, where he needs to wear a magical ring which grants him permission to go beyond illusionary magic to go to the campus. And he teaches a class of demi-humans who want to try to become human. So they have to earn credits to work their way to become humans and allowed into the human world. And right on cue, there's a Wild Angela.
Hello, everybody.
Now, speaking of demi-humans, here's Ange.
Wait,
throw a Pokeball.
What? Also, I see John Knight is comparing his taste in anime to somebody. I'm not sure who.
I'm guessing Nico.
All I can say is I know it's not me because John and I have watched enough of the same shows. But
oh, I know what he's talking about. I don't remember the name, but I know what he's talking about.
Hello, Night Maries. Great to see you. I hope that you guys had a great stream earlier. For those who don't know, Kaya was part of a 4-person stream with Night Marie, Kristara, and Benjamin. That was an interesting game. The stuff that you guys were talking about, I don't think I've heard you swear that much in I don't know how long.
Yeah, that VOD's not going to make it on the... going to be monetized. No way.
Especially yeah, like I'm flipping back and forth. I'm trying to watch NASCAR race and your stream, so I'm kind of paying attention to both, and watching the end of the Daytona 500, and all of a sudden I just hear you talking about a specific kind of chaps, and I'm like, wait, what?
What in the, I'm just going to start by saying, what in the heck did I walk in on?
Called Monster Prom, and I wanted to know what kind of game I was playing because I had no idea what I was going to play.
To address comments in the chat, I'm totally not caught up on any anime whatsoever. I'm a week behind on it, on everything at least. But I also was laid out Friday into Saturday with migraines, so there's that. That comboed with the Olympics, because I like sports. The Winter Olympics has kind of taken over.
I have not followed the Winter Olympics.
I've heard 2 stories out of the Olympics. One, just no. The other one was sad.
What was the just no?
Which one do you think? It only took 3 days to run out of stuff.
Oh, that. Okay, I did hear about that. The Canadian, there was let's see.
The other main thing I heard was Lindsey Vonn crashing and unfortunately breaking
her leg again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was sad.
Oh, and sorry, there is one other thing. My coworker is obsessed with a certain ice skater.
Oh, Ilya?
Mm-hmm. Predominantly because of the Pochita plush during the interview.
Oh, no, not Ilya. Ilya's
Ashley Liu or something?
Yeah, no. As soon as you said Pochita, I knew who you were talking about. Yeah.
Oh, I heard about that. Anime is popping up everywhere.
Yes.
And she also said in an interview that if she was to dress up as a character, it would be Madoka from Madoka Magica.
And then one of the other figure skaters is apparently a huge Magic player.
Oh, really?
Apparently. It's everywhere.
It is. I'm waiting, and I know I said this a few years ago. I'm waiting to see anime appear in NASCAR in some way, shape, or form. Because we're already seeing, like in baseball, they had like the VTuber night for Dodgers. The Red Sox have done One Piece things. I'm waiting to see a NASCAR stock car, whether it be in the ARCA division, the trucks, the Nationwide Series, or the Cup Series, painted up with anime characters. Just because they have no sponsorship or anything like that. Just for the hell of it.
Now that Netflix has a deal with Mappa, that might, with Netflix money, who's to say that's not going to happen?
True.
If I could see one anime franchise putting something on NASCAR, potentially. No, actually, I was thinking honestly the Uma Musume series.
I could see more like. In fact, I think they already had like Kentucky Derby people dressed up as Uma Musume.
They showed up at the Denver Broncos game cosplay,
which is funny because nobody's done that for the Colts.
Yeah, but since Peyton Manning retired, when were the Colts relevant?
Since Peyton Manning retired, when were the Broncos relevant? Before this year.
2 or 3 years ago, they were this good, and then choked in the playoffs.
Oh, like the Bills.
Yeah.
And I'll be the first to say, as a diehard Patriots fan, they did not really deserve to be in the Super Bowl. The fact they lost like they did does not surprise me. And the reason I say that is, yes, they won a lot of games, but they had the weakest schedule in the NFL.
And also, they lost to the Raiders, who won 2 games all season.
And then they got lucky in the playoffs with Bo Nix going down and getting injured. If Bo Nix started that game, Denver was playing in the Super Bowl.
Let's be real.
And they would have gotten their butts handed to them.
Let's be real. If there wasn't a freaking snowstorm, Denver would have won that game, and the same thing would have happened. But I digress.
Nico says,
I don't think from Ross, I don't think they've done anime for NBA or NSL.
I think you meant NFL.
NFL.
Yeah, I think you're right. And no, I don't think American football. I don't think American football will ever get an anime. Will get an anime anytime soon, because I don't think American football has an audience, has too large of an audience outside of the U.S.
Wasn't it Ace of Diamond or something? Or other? There was a football anime.
Oh,
I just don't remember what it was.
ML. Ross, are you sure Ross, do you mean MLS?
National Soccer League?
Does he mean Premier League soccer or major or MLS being like the American teams?
I'm not sure.
I was also thinking he could have meant NHL.
Yeah. Hockey would be fun.
I do remember years ago, New England Patriots defensive players were at Anime Boston.
Oh, yeah.
I vaguely remember that as well. But no. I've not watched a lot of the sports anime. I watched a lot of the oddball sports anime. There are soccer animes.
I think he's talking about them being actual like anime events going on in the actual like major leagues themselves, not the sport being an anime.
Okay.
Like you don't see the Red Sox in One Piece, but you see One Piece at Fenway Park.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Yep. And he just confirmed, yeah, what you said. Yeah, my brain is mush.
Good D&D session?
Yeah, I'm the GM. It was a good session. But between that and a almost 90-minute drive home.
Driving.
Yeah, to be fair, I drive an hour and a half and I'm in a different state.
About to say that takes about 2 hours to get to a different state both ways because I'm smack dab in the middle. Well, if I wanted to go to Tennessee, it'd take upwards of 5.
To get to New York, it's I think 3.5, maybe 4. New Hampshire's under 2. Rhode Island's under 2.
Okay, and how much of that is spent in Boston? Half an hour? An hour?
I live in Boston, so no.
No, I'm making fun of Boston traffic.
No, I live right near the highway. It's literally 10 minutes to get on I-90, pick a direction. Or 15 minutes to get to back road to 95.
For me, I want to say within 4 or 5 hours in any direction, I can be in New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, Maryland, DC area, possibly Rhode Island. I think Massachusetts is 6, but it also depends on which part of Mass I'm heading to.
It's about 2 hours to Virginia, 2 hours to South Carolina, about 3.5 hours to Georgia. Well, let's see, because no, South Carolina, my bad. North Carolina touches Tennessee, South Carolina, Virginia. Does not touch West Virginia. I think it touches something else over there near South Carolina.
Yeah, we just got all of New England.
And Ross, with the information news in the chat, says that he has seen that there's a new version of Charlie's Angels in the works. Can we stop rehashing old things and just be creative for once? Come out with new stuff?
No,
not allowed. All right.
But as I was mentioning, I'd started that Misanthrope for teaches demi-humans. I had started that. That has been entertaining. I caught up with, I think, like the 6 episodes or 7 episodes that are out this far. It has been entertaining. I didn't know. I kind of just picked it at random just to be like, well, let's see what this is. And you're seeing a teacher who's trying to help these demi-humans battle internal crisis, including a werewolf that is full-time wolf, but on a full moon turns human. A rabbit girl who hides a interesting secret. I don't want to give away too much of the show. I think one of them's a harpy girl and one's like and one I think is a mermaid. So it has been it has been a good show thus far. I don't know if I'd say it was a great show, but it's been entertaining thus far. Some of the characters are adorable.
Sometimes, like any media, sometimes you'll want the existential, really makes you think for it content, and sometimes you just want to suspend all disbelief and be entertained.
Pretty much. And the perfect show to just shut your brain off and just watch for no reason whatsoever. Aho Girl, that Darren made Angela watch.
Oh God.
Yeah, and yes, I did I did finish it.
I finished mine. It took a while, but I did eventually finish.
Over a year later.
No, it was about 8 months.
Yeah.
That's not too bad. 8 months.
Did you end up liking it enough to watch season 2, or did you?
I have not watched season 2 yet.
Okay.
Partially because of the train that I've been on for like 4 of the last 5 weeks. As I get to the hotel, I sleep. I wake up, and within a couple hours, I'm getting called to go back out because we're like back out almost on our rest. We have 10 hours mandatory off the clock, cannot go back out. And usually shortly after that 10 hours is up, I'm getting a call to get back on a train to head back from Harrisburg downtown.
That's not a bad thing.
No, it's a decent. It's a decent turnaround. It's not a mileage job, which means that I can earn overtime. It's usually 12. Usually we can make 11 or 12 hours out, and probably at least 10 hours back. So the pay can be pretty good on that.
Fair enough.
I just have to make sure that I don't make the same mistake I made a couple weeks ago when I stepped up on a train and ended up being on the clock for 17 and a half hours.
Wait, what?
I got a call from dispatch about stepping up for another train other than my scheduled train, which when I got to work, the train master says, change in plans, you're not on train X, you're on train Y, and you have to go to Jersey to get it. So we had to go to Jersey to recrew the inbound, bring it into the yard, put the train away, build the outbound train, and they wanted us to try to make it to Harrisburg for the recrew point. 6 hours of our 12 hours on duty was spent dismantling the inbound and building the outbound. By the time we left, we had I think we had 3 hours to make it to the recrew point, which we could have done, except we hit a detector with dragging equipment, and I had to walk 135 cars to find a piece of metal hanging down, which I had to zip tie in the snow. At that point in time, when the detector went off, we had 90 minutes left to work. By the time I walked back, it was 45-minute walk. Needless to say, by the time I secured everything, we had enough time to pull it about 0.3 of a mile to a signal, tie it down. Thankfully, I got a ride ahead from a NS police officer who happened to be passing by the area and heard us talking. And then we had to wait for our van to bring us from our location to Altoona, Pennsylvania. So by the time we got to the hotel and tied up, it was 17 and a half hours.
So you got paid for the entire 17 and a half hours?
Yep.
While tied up.
Well, that one was a mileage job. So we got base pay. We only got paid overtime after 14 hours. So I got 3.5 hours of overtime pay. Otherwise, it really would have been a good pay to me.
I was going for a joy instead of free.
In the chat, Neko the Gloom says, in April, there's a Beyblade tournament where the winner gets a Honda Civic.
That's interesting.
That's pretty damn cool. I didn't know Beyblade still did active tournaments like that.
I didn't know a Honda Civic was prize worthy.
It all depends on which generation you're asking.
A free car is a free car.
Yeah.
True, but the taxes, that's my problem.
Yeah, on a Honda Civic, it's going to be significantly less than on something
A
nicer.
Tesla.
Tesla, maybe.
I'm being facetious. I would take anything.
Yeah, I mean, free is free.
Mm-hmm.
Excise but
But we did have fun. We missed you last weekend, Ange, on doing our special Saturday show. But I know usually you can't make those. You have plans on weekends.
Yeah, typically Saturdays. Typically Saturdays are a cluster, and last Saturday we ended
it was no different.
Yeah, last Saturday was no different than we were driving in the snow.
But we did have fun chatting with Kumi and learning more about her VTubing career and things like that. I had a really fun time. And,
good. I'm glad.
Really looking forward to getting a chance to meet her and a lot of other people at On Key later this year. Darren may not be able to go. It all depends on his scheduling at his day job. Because his boss, he said, has that week off, has asked for that week off.
Yeah, I put my request 9 months in advance. She marked it out 12 months in advance. Now, granted, she can still adjust it potentially, but it's contingent on what her daughter can get away with, because her daughter's in a situation where she has to give that much notice as well. So we'll see.
And let's see here. Ross in the chat says not into football much, so wasn't interested in the last Sunday. But to those who are, what was your opinion of the Super Bowl?
Honestly, the highlights were Green Day and Bad Bunny, and I didn't even watch the entire game.
Were there any good commercials this year?
From what my wife said, no.
Some decent, some made me laugh. A lot of dumb ones. The Dunkin' Donuts one wasn't as good as they have been, but it did make me laugh. That their Super Bowl commercials have become like cliche, but entertaining.
I'm about to say the big one I heard about from the Super Bowl was the one that has never caused people to cancel their stuff faster. It did the exact opposite of what it intended to do.
I don't remember which one that was.
The Ring commercial.
Oh,
the one about being able to find your pets.
Oh yeah, that.
Happen. Yeah, no, the contract was literally canceled a few days afterwards because people were furious.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. But no, the game itself was a steaming pile of trash.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people say the first half was extremely boring, so they stopped watching it. And I guess the second half is when Seattle actually put their foot on the gas and did what they couldn't do the first time the two teams met in the Super Bowl.
And also, New England got some points, so I'll take it.
Unfortunately, I didn't win any money on it, so that's...
I hope you didn't lose any.
Oh, I did. I not much. I probably lost like $3 total in all the bets I put in. I put in a lot of like 10-cent bets on a board on DraftKings. Next year, I'm thinking of just doing the stupid thing and putting like a $10 taking $10 and filling the entire board with 10-cent bets because the least amount I would get back is like $3.10. I'd be like, win $3. I do that 4 times and I make my money back. So just do the initial investment to get that.
In other words, don't gamble.
In other words, cheat the system. No.
You know what? I will interrupt that with a shameless plug, and to bring us on back to some semblance of anime. Heaven forfend. I did with Enchanted Sorcery Productions a podcast, basically a preview hype show for Anime Boston that's over live on their YouTube channel. And are any of you guys actually going to be able to come up for Anime Boston?
I am not going to be able to make Anime Boston.
I know. It depends how long I'm out of work for.
I'm not 100% sure at this moment, because I know I'm going to have vacation during Anime Boston, but it's a matter of, do I want to use it, or do I want to try to do like I normally do and take them back to back? And if I do that, that'll be around Anime.
Fair.
I know you're looking forward to Anime Boston for a musical guest, I believe it was.
Yes, Yoko Kanno.
Now, I think I read that her tickets are separate from the price of Anime Boston.
Yeah. There are a certain number that are going into a lottery that are free. However, that is not you are not guaranteed to get one. And there's a certain number of basically what amounts to general admission that were an extra $30, I believe $30. And then a different number of VIP, which were a lot more money.
The Japanese love their lotteries for things.
Yep.
Yes, they do.
Yes.
And
Gotcha.
This would 100%. I don't know if the pictures I took do justice to the gotchas. And when I bought concert tickets to go see Hyde in Japan, thankfully, I did not have to do a lottery for that. I was just able to buy tickets. However, it was basically you foreigner, you get these tickets. And it was standing room only in a back section, but hey, we got to see Hyde in Tokyo.
Which you are excited about.
Oh, I love Hyde. So very worth it. And just doing a concert in Japan was worth the experience, because it was a very different experience than a concert here. But yeah.
Japanese concerts, especially like at Anime Boston, having gone to a few of the concerts there and seeing, especially with the glow sticks. I know, Kaya, you were the one that really introduced me at first to the glow stick culture with the idol girls and stuff like that. That is a show in of itself, watching the people with the glow sticks. Sometimes that's just as entertaining as the musician.
So y'all went from what started as cigarette lighters in America at concerts transitioned to glow sticks in Japan?
Kind of, sort of, but
not really.
I think Kaya can elaborate more on the glow stick culture, especially when it comes to idols. We've seen it in animes and stuff like that, but I think you have more knowledge than any of us do, Kaya, if you want to explain what the glow sticks rep.
You just wave them during a concert. There's certain, depending on like the idol group, there's certain ways you got to do it. Like I know there's certain colors. So when I go to the Miku the Miku concert that's going to be coming actually up in a couple months, depending on who's playing, is the color of your glow stick. You know, Miku's blue, Rin's yellow. I'm gonna forget. That was so long.
And Neko says, I'm mostly into Japanese metal bands because I love metal music. Got to see 2 of them live at a local venue about a year ago. I also love Japanese metal. I've been doing that as well.
I'm proud to say I introduced Angela to Creepy Nuts.
So I'm curious as to what bands you got to see, and I'm curious if they overlap with some of the ones I've seen. And yes, if Creepy Nuts ever comes to the States, you can bet your butt I'm going to see them because that would be amazing.
They did once. I believe they went to Anime NYC.
That's different.
But that also was a separate admission for their concert tickets from the convention itself. But I would love to see Creepy Nuts perform. I'm still disappointed I wasn't able to see Baby Metal when they came to PA, not too far from me.
I've seen Baby Metal multiple times now.
I've seen Baby Beard.
Same.
Cover Baby Metal. That was a very entertaining concert.
Yes, it was. But no, Baby Metal puts on an amazing show. Period.
And I like how Angela comes in and she gets introduced to demi-humans and chaps.
You know, I don't question you guys anymore.
Excuse me.
I don't think Doug was there when they were like the 3 classmates talking about what inanimate object they would like screw. This was a weird stream.
I don't know what kind of game you were playing, but my God, the stuff that I have never heard Kaya swear so much. He read like
Monster
one little comment section, and there must have been like 8 curse words in it.
Wait.
Oh, it's the cat girl that sells shit.
Yeah.
Oh God.
It's called Monster Prom.
Oh, okay.
You probably know what it is.
I've actually watched people play it at a party on a projector.
It seemed like an interesting game.
It's not an 18+ game. But it's just some of the things, like one of the items is like cocaine, and I'm like, what?
It's one of those things that it's not so much the content itself, it's the group. It's the people playing the game and or watching people play the game that make it, we'll call it, questionable.
Yep. Oh, it's like playing that the one I play at PAX. That's like on the first floor technically. Yeah, first floor.
Oh,
that's on the projector. Like Mad Libs and all that.
Oh, Jackbox.
Yeah, just like that. It's the group.
Yep, because some groups, especially early in the morning with Jackbox, will go more toilet humor.
Because I know they've had to kind of like tell people you gotta PG-13, PG-13.
Yep. We also, as an enforcer, we also had to yell at people to stay in the allotted space.
Yep.
You are too close to the elevator. You are causing a fire hazard.
Which I'll never understand how people don't understand that. Elevator, stairs, exits, keep clear.
And then we had and it was one of those things. And then we had a person in a wheelchair just literally trying to play Jackbox and not be in the way. And it's like, and people were literally preventing the wheelchair from not being a hazard. And it's like, Just move 5 feet that way.
Yep.
People don't have spatial awareness.
No, they don't. They really don't.
It's like, and the kid in the wheelchair was like all apologetic, like actively trying to not be the problem. They just wanted to play Jackbox. And me and the other person I was working with, we literally had to actively like yell, not quite yell at people, but be very angry with people to get them to move like literally a few steps.
And some people don't want to move, I've noticed.
Yes, and like literally all we wanted was enough space to put the wheelchair in the blocked area for Jackbox so that the wheelchair would not be a hazard to anybody, themselves included.
It's funny because, Doug, with Jackbox, you just use your cell phone. So they get the codes on the screen. You use your cell phone to go in. You don't have to like be there to say anything. I could be across the room and still do Jackbox.
But there's on that floor, there's different areas for different party games.
Yep.
And there's usually a area blocked off with gaff tape where if you're playing this game, stay in this area.
Yeah, it's a big area.
It's a big area, and it's usually so that there's access points because most of them are either near food stalls or near like the elevator area. And or escalators. Yep. And there needs to be a good amount of space for people to get on and off the escalators without causing a fire hazard. Convention etiquette 101.
Oh God.
We need more panels about that because I think as the younger generations and we see more and more younger people coming up who don't have respect and have not learned for whatever reason about personal space, personal hygiene.
Personal space gets a weird one because people actually have arguably more respect for in some cases more respect for personal space than before COVID.
I agree with that.
Because before COVID, especially with lining up for stupidly popular panels, they would literally cram as many people as would physically fit in the space without breaking fire codes. Post-COVID, they can't do that.
No.
Like, and we're not back to that level of crowding yet.
Yeah, because I remember the first Final Fantasy 14 panel. I think was that 2017.
Probably.
That was hectic, like really bad.
And you probably had no personal space waiting in line.
No, and it was the issue too was everybody tried to line up 4 or 5 hours early. And then
they didn't put it in main theater, so there was nowhere near enough space for the amount of people interested because Penny Arcade didn't know what kind of a draw they were going to get.
Yeah, because I think this was near the Hawthorne or one of those sides. It was just it was crazy. It was crazy.
I vaguely remember that. More accurately, I remember my husband complaining about it.
So I remember the enforcers were making everybody make rounds around the building. Yep. So you kept everybody moving and said you can't stop moving till this time.
And pretty much for most panels they have a rule that you cannot get in line more than 2 hours before the panel.
Yep. And what I do, like what I did last year with the Final Fantasy 14 panel, I just went up to main event and just asked the enforcer, like, hey, what's going to go on with the lining up? Because I knew the years before, it's all been hectic. And they just told me, a few hours before, just come right here. And we're going to, line you up around. And they lined us up like around the building.
Yeah.
Along the wall.
And there was one year, I think last year or the year before, I ended up actually helping the line for the Final Fantasy panel.
Yep.
Because it was an all hands on deck. because it got that chaos.
Yeah, 'cause
And
what I like now is you guys put us in rooms now too. First,
it depends. It genuinely depends on which panel. It depends on the panel and if it's even needed, but for some of the larger ones, yes, there's queue rooms for that reason.
Yep.
And I'm gonna share Ross's convention rules because it is funny.
Yeah.
Coming from Ross, 1, wear soap. 2, if you meet an actor and no online info, filter that stuff and just make it quick chat and move on. 3, everyone gonna be different, so be respectful and spaceful.
Yep.
Yeah, be mindful of people's personal space. If you are wearing a large costume and or have a large prop, be aware of the space around you. I have seen people not and basically walk into people just because they're not mindful of that lack of spatial awareness.
Yeah, if you're gonna wear a costume that is, say you have really big wings or your costume jets out quite far, you need to pay attention to the spaces around you. You can't expect everybody else to pay attention to you coming at them, because let's be honest, nobody pays attention.
Yep. And yeah, but yeah.
Also, another thing that's important for conventions: deodorant. Hygiene is important.
Yes. Take a shower. Make sure and also drink water.
Yeah, stay hydrated. Eat at least one meal. Eat at least one good meal every day. I know sometimes it's difficult, especially if you're a vendor. It can be really difficult to get meals. Especially at like events like Anime Boston or some of the larger conventions. I've seen Artist Alley. I've seen artists that there's just one person at the table, and it's difficult for them to step away to use the bathroom, to try to get food, things of that nature. And some venues are very strict about not allowing outside food and drink in. And it has nothing to do with the convention itself. It's more of the venue that the convention's located at. So
some conventions are pickier about that than others.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you that at least for PAX and Anime Boston, it's along the lines of they're not gonna say there's not so much an issue with bringing food so much as it is where you're allowed to eat it.
Yep.
Because if you are sitting in a hallway on the floor trying to eat, odds are you're going to be in somebody's way, and that's a safety hazard, and that's a problem. But if you buy food from like the supermarket, if you buy like a ready-made meal at the supermarket around the corner, and you go and you find a table and you go find a table and chair, no one's going to give a shit. And Ross says, finally, save money, bring it, and buy food at Concessioner Cafe. Yeah, no. 1 year at Anime Ross, along that line, fun fact, I do have minor blood sugar issues.
mm-hmm.
I go too long without eating and it gets very not pretty.
Yep.
And 1 year at Anime Boston, we literally had a room in the hotel. I do not remember which hotel this was, whether it was the Sheraton or the Marriott, don't remember. It doesn't really matter. The point was we bought our food. We were going to go to the hotel lobby to sit and eat. because I was hitting the point of crashing. They tried to tell us we couldn't and tried to tell us we had to go outside and around. And husband literally had to yell at the security guard that I was hypoglycemic and going to get a migraine, and that we were literally we weren't trying to get back into the convention center. We were trying to go to our room so we could eat. That's how rude the security was, and that's how crowded it was that year.
I will be right back. I've got to put the little one to bed.
Okay, nope.
But no. Also, sometimes conventions take it a little too far.
Yeah.
And Ross, thank you for bringing this. Thank you for bringing this up and giving me an excuse to go off on a tangent, because I'm now amused. But no, is it me or overall has like certain aspects of what we're gonna label convention etiquette gotten worse post-COVID?
It got worse. Few things got worse that I've noticed.
Okay, so it isn't just me. I just assume it's me getting old and cranky. And Kai, if you look at Doug's screen, is that?
Oh, and that's still sad. That's from the time I didn't use my model. It's probably because this always logs me in as the main account. Oh, that is hilarious. That picture is actually a Secret Santa gift from Ube, another streamer, VTuber.
That's a really cute picture with a Minecraft creeper. That's hilarious.
I didn't think it must be because ever since I got the link and everything, so I could start to stream it, just no matter what, it logs me into the main.
I don't know. I haven't done that because I'm logged in on my PC.
See, I don't have an account.
Yeah, I have the login. I have the login access. I think we're all using the login access.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just weird how it showed up.
Yeah,
might be because I think doesn't it save it though, like the pictures.
Doug totally. Oh,
I think it does.
Yeah. And I don't have a picture saved for me.
Oh, the picture's gone. Oh,
yep.
Oh, Doug, you took the picture away. Put the picture back.
What, my picture?
No.
Oh, you mean my picture?
Yes. All right, you can turn your camera back on. Ross pointed that out, and we segued into that.
When did you change that?
That when was the last time we streamed like a video game? And I didn't want to use my model.
Months ago.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it was when we played Minecraft.
Yeah, it had to have been in January because it couldn't have been before January because I didn't get that picture till like Christmas.
Interesting. I didn't even realize that got changed. If I did it, I don't remember doing it.
I just noticed it, so that's funny. Yeah.
Yeah, but I do agree that like convention etiquette has gotten worse since COVID. Granted, I haven't gone to as many conventions since COVID. Like I stopped going to Anime Boston.
I have largely stopped going to anime conventions. I haven't been to as many post-COVID either. It's been mostly PAX. Anime Boston when we've had press. And then last year I did Anime-Zing largely so I could meet Darren face to face. And that was very much worth the trip.
I haven't been able to make the conventions like I used to. I mean, I went from, let's see, the year before moving to Pennsylvania, not counting the year that I did, because that was only like a 6 months time frame, but the year prior, I did 13 conventions. And since being down here, I've probably, I want to say, I think in the last 2 years, I've made like 8 total in the last 2 years. Granted, there's an event center that's only an hour from me that puts on a lot of different types of events throughout the year, including anime cons, gaming cons, comic cons, horror conventions, oddity expos, things of that nature. So I have been there. I think last year I went like 5 different events. That's where I was able to finally meet Bryn April in person and Megan Shipman.
Oh God. Oh, speaking or segue from that. So remember how I said I created Maple as a D&D character?
Yes.
One of the GM that I built that ran that one shot asked me if I still had the character sheet and to send it to them. And that makes me nervous because I feel like at some point my group or one of the other groups that's in the long-running epic fantasy campaign is probably going to have to fight Maple.
Oh.
And I know what killed Maple. I know what eventually killed Maple was the phrase "make a deck save," because she could not pass them. Her modifier was that she basically was adding -1 to the die. So she could not pass them and therefore would just eat the damage of whatever the effect was. But she had bonuses to like every status effect. And yeah, that build was so much fun. But yes, I'm not looking forward to the day I have to fight Maple in my D&D campaign.
Please let us know how that goes.
If it's not me and it's the other group, I'm gonna laugh hysterically because I'm sure only 1 or 2 of their players, if any, are gonna understand what Maple was.
I like how she phrased this. What Maple was.
Because not all D&D players watch anime.
Oh, I know.
And only one, and in the one shot, only 2 people knew, only like 2 other players, and one of them being my husband, knew Maple, because I of course used, it was online, and of course I used an image of Maple as the icon. And the one person that did started cursing immediately, which had husband laughing.
I wish that was something that could have been like streamed.
I don't think it was.
Maybe you could organize something like that again to do another one-off with Maple, just to see if people recognize maybe a different group or something.
You know. Ooh.
I bet if we organize something, we could get Switch hacks in.
Honestly, a 5th edition 3-hour time limit battle royale one shot.
We could set that up as like a special stream or something. Get up to 10 players.
Yes, but we'd need a GM because I'd want to play Maple myself and not GM it.
I think Switch hacks is a GM.
If he'd be willing to GM that, I'd bribe him with baked good of his choice at Anki.
You could do it for Anki, and you could double it up and say, okay, I'll bring stuff to PAX Unplugged too, because he lives not far from me.
Well, then one or both of you, but then he'd have to come to the convention center to get it.
That's something we can discuss with him down the road.
Okay, I'm down. I just enjoyed that. That was just a fun proof of concept that actually worked. And when I did the math, I was, yeah. In Ross sharing other ridiculous news, as a segue, I did not hear this. Paramount and Mattel have made a contract to make more Ninja Turtle stuff, including a preschool kindergarten show called Teeny Tiny Ninja Turtles. Again, why?
Teeny tiny Ninja Turtles.
They're it's like Tiny Toons, but Ninja Turtle version.
We're tiny, we're toony, we're all a little loony, and in this cartoony, we're invading your TV.
Exactly.
Yep.
That I don't remember the rest of this song.
With comic dispensers, we crack up all the sensors. With Tiny Toon Adventures, we're invading your TV. Sorry, I used to watch that way too much.
I did not. I've seen it.
Kaya's nodding. Yep. Plucky Duck. Ducky, go down the hole. Ducky, come back. I want to flush it again. Speaking of old things, I was listening to another one of the podcasts that I enjoy, and they brought up an interesting thing. Does anybody miss Skype?
No, I never used it.
I enjoyed Skype. That's a fun history lesson on the show. That's how we used to get all of our guests on Anime-Zing Radio in our early days, was through Skype. And it's weird to know. It's like, I know Discord is a big way of doing calling and talking with people. I'm not sure what other ways or video calls and stuff are done, because I don't really
Ventrilo was before Discord. So I used to use Vent a lot.
I use
Zoom, Google Meets.
Okay.
What was the Microsoft Teams? But that might have come later.
I think that came later.
But I used to use Skype a lot.
For Slack was another one.
I've never heard of Slack.
Oh God, yeah. I didn't use Slack.
I've used it, but yeah.
Yeah, it was just Vent for me with my guilds and MMOs, and then Discord after a while. And I think Discord because they were at PAX that one year.
Probably, but I have a love-hate relationship with Discord, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't miss Skype.
There's not a lot of alternatives. That's the issue.
WhatsApp is another one currently.
I am using WhatsApp, but I think that's what I use for work, for one of my work things.
I always thought that was like a Japanese thing.
Are you thinking of WeChat, which is I believe Chinese everything app?
Maybe.
Oh, I've got WhatsApp, and I've got WhatsApp was the group chat that I got added to from down in Georgia when I went for conductor training. Telegram is the other chat thing that we're using for my union conversations.
All right, from John Knight, bringing us back to anime. Who's the strangest anime protagonist you could take in a fight?
Strongest, not strangest.
Strongest. Wow, I need to get my eyes checked. I don't know.
Not Maple.
I couldn't take any pro tag in a fight. Oh, you mean I could take on in a fight or take in a fight?
It says you could take in a fight.
Who do you think you could fight against and have a standing chance?
None. Unless I had
Oh.
Mr. Rogers with me.
Alba Suzukaze from New Game.
Oh, God.
I was going to say Yuna from Kuma Bear, but no, in her bear suit, I wouldn't stand a chance.
I don't know.
Kaya could take one of the Love Live girls, probably.
I could never hit them.
I genuinely.
You just take them out to dinner.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't know that I have an answer to that. 18-year-old me. 18-year-old me would probably say something ridiculous like "you're."
I could see your mouth running and being like, I could take your.
Now, 40-something-year-old me knows better.
40-something-year-old you is like, maybe Anya. I just couldn't think about what I was going to do. I just have to react.
Ross says he could take Goblin Slayer.
Really?
Interesting choice.
I think we lost Aaron.
I think we lost Aaron a while ago.
Yeah.
You know what? If we're going down that route, honestly, I don't know. But
I'd say Skune Aano from Rosario Vampire, but then I'd have to face the wrath of Mocha and Mizure and Kumru and everybody else. It's like, nah.
It's more along the lines of, do I really want to pick a fight?
I wouldn't want to pick a fight with any of them.
I'm too introverted to pick a fight.
Same.
See, I feel like I'd run my mouth and come this close to starting a riot. Wait a minute. Am I the only extrovert here?
I think so.
It's your job as an extrovert. You got to collect all the introverts.
Yes, I know. And in every social group, I collect a group of introverts.
As I've gotten older, I've enjoyed, and it sounds weird to say it, but like I've enjoyed social stuff less and less. And I don't know if it's because of not really taking the opportunity to get out and do things, but like there's more stuff to do in Pennsylvania than there was in New York. But with my work schedule, I don't really go and do anything. I leave the house to work and run errands.
If I don't get out of the house and go do something, if I don't get enough like interaction with other humans, I go batshit crazy and my mental health goes to shit.
I don't know what my cat's trying to do. She's like trying to flick light switches, and that makes me nervous because I think one of the light switches that she was pawing at would shut my entire computer down.
That wouldn't be a first time.
Technical difficulties ensue.
I've had, when I had a cat, I had my cat walk on top of my computer and just shut my whole PC off.
Doug, Ross says your tiny, us bringing up the Tiny Toon Adventures theme song reminded him of Elmira saying this. Hello, Kitty. I'm going to take you home and squeeze you and hug you.
All to pieces.
Yeah, I got nothing. I think we're back to the stage of, can we have something original, please?
I think that's one thing that like I enjoyed about like Apothecary Diaries was something different in the anime world. It was something more of an original concept. Frieren took a new concept to an old idea.
Um, and I feel like we're finally getting, or I think that's one of the reasons I love anime, because it's a different culture, so it doesn't have the same stale feeling. And I'm sure we're gonna get, and I think we're almost getting there just with certain genres.
Isekai.
I wasn't gonna go there.
I will go there because even I'm like, oh look, more isekais. I think I'm gonna skip over this one, and this one. Where
I mean,
I
shonen.
haven't
3 or
noticed
4
that
years
many
ago.
isekais though lately. They haven't been as prominent.
And
They're still there. They're just not as good because everybody's just getting burnt out and not paying attention to them.
and I think we're getting the same. I think we're hitting the same point with shonen. Like,
Yep.
there's a few really good ones, arguably, or a few really popular ones that may or may not be good. Looking at you, Demon Slayer. And we're getting, and it's not to the point of, we're not at the point where everything's a sequel. We're probably getting there, but with mainstream media, it feels like there's nothing creative, nothing inspiring. Everything is just a reboot of this, a different version of that.
And then you get reincarnated as the hero's rib.
What the actual heck? And Ross says apparently on an old 90s to 2000s manga called Red River is getting an anime. Never heard of it.
Neither have I.
Yep,
But
never heard of
interesting.
it.
Now I know I brought this up before, Ange, and knowing that you enjoy art and music, did you have a chance to look at the ending sequence of Frieren Season 2, the full colored pencil sketch stuff?
No.
I said, even if you don't watch the show for a while, just check that out, considering the fact that it was all done by hand in a day and age where everything is computerized technology.
Ooh.
It's worth the watch just for the respect of knowing everything was done one illustration at a time with colored pencil, and the song's not bad either.
One of the things I really enjoyed about RWBY, especially in the later seasons, was over the end credits, they would actually show concept art of characters featured in that episode.
Oh, that's neat.
Different like season villains and like side characters featured specifically in where featured in that episode. And I thought that was really cool.
I'm not gonna lie. If they put out a cell, or if they offered cells from the Frieren ending in colored pencil for sale, I would probably try to get one. The only anime cell that I have ever purchased was a Inuyasha cell of Sango many, many years ago. I was lucky enough to find one on eBay, and it's labeled on there which cell number it was and stuff like that.
I don't want to know how much you spent on that.
I don't remember, but I don't think it was too bad.
The anime is coming, according to Ross, the anime is coming out this summer and has time travel and historical anime. Time travel is a thing. That's a thing right now. That's something that if it's done well, it's really awesome. But I've seen too many time travel stuff not done well.
That's the theme of Precure this season, time travel. and detective work.
But
Yeah, time travel. That's not something I've like focused on much. Like things that had to do with time travel. I'm sure there could be some interesting ways of going around it, especially like you think back time traveling with in movies like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure come to mind for time travel. Of course, Back to the Future, which were fantastic movies. All three of them were really good.
Wibbly
you ever-
wobbly, timey wimey.
I was about to say, did you ever watch Doctor Who?
No,
Really?
never seen any of the Doctor Who's.
I've seen the new stuff.
I've seen all like the old, and I haven't seen any of the new stuff because I stopped watching after Peter Capaldi.
Okay. Jodie Whittaker was fine. But they did not have a good showrunner.
No, I watched like a few episodes. It's just like the stories weren't really. They didn't catch me as much as the old.
That is fair. I will say the Disney ones, or the ones with the Disney budget, were actually quite good.
There's only so much they can do. Like,
agreed, but it's fun.
Like they extended the Doctor's life because they're only Time Lords are only supposed to have 13 regenerations.
How they got around that was the fact that there were 2 tenants kicking around at one point.
No, I thought it was he took power from the Time Lords. Like Time Lords gave him extra lives.
That's entirely possible, but also there also a version of the Doctor went to the parallel universe with Rose.
Oh yeah, and then I saw that the Doctor split into 2 beings and
Yep.
by generation. I'm like, what?
That was fluff, but
I think they wanted to get Tennant back. To me, when I saw that, I'm like, they want David Tennant because when David Tennant was doing the show back then, it had very high ratings. A lot of people were watching it.
And I will say Shudigatwa was actually really cool. Like they did some interesting stuff there.
Yep.
But yeah, and it's no longer going to be on Disney.
Oh, it's off Disney now?
Yep.
I did not know that.
Yep.
So is it back to the BBC?
I believe so.
See what happens now.
And there was no Christmas or New Year special this year.
I noticed that.
There's not going to be anything until next year. Or more accurately, end of this year. And I'm not going to give up the big spoiler if you but
I've seen some spoilers, but
big spoiler, Plymouth is not Boston.
I was waiting for something along those lines.
Like I saw the toy maker came back and all that stuff, but
they brought back a lot of things over the course of Shudigatwa's arc. And
the toy maker surprised me.
That was
the old.
Oh yeah. But that Neil Patrick Harris was the perfect casting for that.
Yep.
He's a good actor.
Very good actor.
I'm like, even that's a name I know.
No, they did. Like I said, they've been doing some interesting things, but basically, when the first run of when the original Marvel shows were on Netflix, that is how I got into Doctor Who, because David Tennant's villain on Jessica Jones, my entire Facebook feed was comparing that to the Doctor. And I needed to know what the fuck. And my husband's like, no, if we're going to do this, you're not starting with Tennant. No, we're starting with Eccleston. And so that's where we started, and then we've actually kept up with it.
Because I watched it on television. So when this is probably 2010, 2014, between that. Like a long time ago, like 10 years ago.
Yeah, no, we watched it. We watched the entire thing together, and we binged a bunch. We binged a whole bunch because I think at the time, I feel like at the time it would have been in between Smith and Capaldi.
Yep.
So we binged everything and then started watching it new. But hey,
that's a show I can get back into. You actually might like Doctor Who, Doug.
Potentially. The problem
you can always watch Torchwood too.
Torchwood was so fun.
Yeah, that was really fun.
The American version was so not good.
Torchwood's basically like it's not really a spin-off, but it's like
it is, but it isn't its own thing.
It's still connected. Like Torchwood's like England's special forces type deal with the man himself at the helm. The man that can never die.
Except he's been canceled.
Oh, Darren. Gotta get the jabs in while you can. I was waiting for him to say something.
Nope, we lost him.
Now, I know Kaya is a big fan of the VTubing world. Have you heard of Moo Moo Clover?
That sounds familiar.
And if I said I don't know what you're talking about,
my wife came across her stuff on either TikTok shorts or something like that. So we started following her. We were watching a stream that she was putting on sometime during the week last week while I was homesick. She's actually quite entertaining. And very, very thick Southern accent. Her avatar is a cow. I guess she creates all her own.
Yeah, she does art.
Models.
Comms are closed. I know who you're talking about.
She was quite entertaining, and I laugh because I guess what her catchphrase is boncha boncha.
Boncha boncha.
And apparently, she, like during the stream that we were watching, she was talking about that she goes to the gym and stuff. She's like, oh, but I could never do any of those bodybuilding competitions. And I just thought it was funny that the one stream that we catch, she starts talking about something my wife is training for the second year in a row. Goes to the gym to work on her boncha boncha. Yeah. I'm like, is that what we need? We need to come up with like weird catchphrases.
There's so many VTubers now. So many.
Ross
says at some point we'll have Angela get a VTube model.
Ross says, goodbye, Darren. We glad Computer Cooney scared you.
I don't think it was Computer Coon. I think it was Body Pillow Coon.
Darren now is in Log Horizon. Oh no.
Oh no, indeed.
No, I think depending on which body pillows he's got surrounding him, he's in high school DxD land. He is trying to become the second Issei, or Issei Part 2, or Issei 2.0.
I've been trying just to avoid drama because it's been like I told you, I'm on Twitter. It's just so much VTuber drama lately. It's just been ridiculous.
Yeah, it seems like every group just stays within their own group, and they don't move around. It to me, it sounds a lot like the old high school cliques.
That's why I've just been basically just following like Aki and then the VTuber group.
Like Aki is great. I love chatting with her. I mean, all the VTubers we've had on have been amazing people. And I try to follow different ones and stuff like that.
Ross, why are you doing this to me? Food talk. Did you hear some Wendy's are closing and Pizza Hut 2 might be rebranding?
They're good. As long as they're not combining to create Wendy's Hut.
Wendy's Hut.
What
about Pizza Hut Junior?
Bowling for Soup High School Never End was predicting the future. What? About all I got is wait, what? I did know that some Wendy's are closing because one on my way to work is closed. But and Pizza Hut, well, I don't know.
As long as the Pizza Hut near the hotel in Altoona doesn't shut down. Because that's like my go-to, because it's literally a 5-minute. It's no more than a 5-minute walk, no matter what hotel room I'm in, to get my food.
Fair.
It's the building. It's in the building right beside us. In the same plaza. You have like you walk in one door. If you go to the right, it's Jimmy John's. You go to the left, it's Pizza Hut. 2 doors down, you have Five Guys. I'm like, I got plenty of food options. There's a Perkins in the right in the parking lot. There's a Mexican place in the parking lot, and a Chinese place right across the street. Like, so I'm hooked up with good food when I go to Altoona. That's half the reason I like going out there.
Well, in gaming news, CyberConnect 2 is going to announce a new IP tomorrow.
That's cool.
So CyberConnect 2 did the Dot Hack games.
Ooh.
I highly doubt, they say new IP. I doubt it's going to be Dot Hack, but hopefully it's something related.
No, that's, now you want old school. Way back in the day, and I mean before 2010, I went to the New England Anime Society did a thing called First Night.
Yep.
And I went one year, and in one of the anime rooms, we got to watch pilots of a bunch of different shows. One of them was a Dot Hack show. And I couldn't remember which one, so I couldn't go back and find it. And as we've discussed, back in those days, anime was really hard to get a hold of.
And I remember that. I remember when they used to do First Night, because that was when Anime Boston was just first coming around, too.
And then another one was Trigun. That one I was able to go back and watch the entire thing, and Trigun is amazing. But
Ross says I'll finally be able to play Digimon Time Stranger on Switch this summer.
Good game. Highly recommend.
Speaking of new games, what's the game that you've been addicted to, Kai? You said you spent like 12 hours the other day playing.
Oh, Star Sand Island.
What?
So think my time at Portia, my time at Sandrock, those types of games, same publisher.
I have never heard of them. Would it be considered something like Stardew Valley or?
Yeah, basically.
Animal
Just,
Crossing or just like a mindless, fun quest type game.
It's
So-
early access, so a lot of things haven't been added yet.
So we watched a Connor video, a brand new Connor video yesterday. I forget. But it was the sponsor was Honkai Star Rail. And apparently
Okay.
there's brand new content. You talk about gacha games.
Oh, this
I-
Star Sand isn't gacha.
All of these games that I recognize the titles, know nothing about them, and know that it's not my kind of game. I tried Stardew Valley. It was not for me.
I enjoyed it. Like, I enjoy starting the games. I'm one of those weird people. Like, I love the start of a game, but as you get on and like you get like a bunch of resources or things like that, I'm like, I kind of got bored. I want to start over.
To answer John's question in the chat, John, I've seen a couple episodes of Trigun Stargaze. I'm not caught up. So far, it's really good. It is basically the continuation of Stampede. And Ross has a question for you, Kaya. Have you ever played Lollipop Chainsaw or Catherine? If you have, which, in your opinion, was tough to beat?
I never played them. I have watched people play them. But that's I've never played those two. Not really my type of games. I play a lot of cozy stuff. Or MMOs.
Like you can find Kaya playing Final Fantasy 14, Minecraft.
Like Woo was the only action game I play. And Kuro, you bastards, made me cry. Oh, that the ending of 3.1 is just devastating. Like even Gart made a video about it.
I know that you had played the ending for I think it was me and Darren on Saturday, and I think it was one of those that you have to get through the gameplay to understand the story for it to fully take effect.
Yep. And it's coming out to a lot of beta players. Like there's a lot of lost, like deleted beta footage, things that never made it to a live release. There's a lot of things in the beta that point to this happening. And they took it out of the main game when they released it. So people are like, this would have made more sense if they kept that in. Which it would have.
Yeah, I guess it kind of happens from time to time.
Because now we basically know like what our character is, basically. It's very, very sad.
Ross in the chat says Lollipop Chainsaw is getting an anime that was announced a few months ago.
Interesting.
Lollipop Chainsaw, that was the first cosplay that our friend Julia was wearing when I met her the first time.
Ah.
Many years ago at AAC. I missed that con. That was such a fun convention to go to. But unfortunately, I have limited amount of time that I can take off, and I already have 2 events planned in the fall, so I don't think AAC is going to be on the docket this year.
AAC is in August. Just FYI, this year.
Okay.
They will go back to the normal time next year. They just had to take the venue when they could get it.
Yeah.
The anime I'm looking forward to that's based off a game is Needy Girl Overdose. That should be an interesting anime.
DD Girl Overdose?
Yeah, Needy Girl Overdose.
Oh, Needy Girl. Okay. Did you ever watch Recovery of an MMO Junkie?
I don't think I did.
I think you would enjoy that one. That was kind of a that was a fun one. Angela might enjoy that one. but it's one that she would have to go into in the mind frame of let's watch something cute and wholesome that is video game related. Don't go in with high expectations.
Remember that I also don't do MMOs.
Which is funny considering the fact you enjoy D&D, where it's kind of an open world concept thing too.
It's a little different.
It's very different.
Yeah.
And the one time I tried an MMO, it ended with my guild it ended with the guild laughing at me because I completely disregard. It's the same reason I don't like any kind of the simulator games. I disregard the minutia and get hyper focused on let's go do the thing.
Yep.
All right. Question for everyone from Ross, claiming it's his last question for this week at least. If you bring back, sorry Ross, sorry for the snarkiness, Ross. If you could bring back a nostalgic thing that has either faded or no longer produced to present day, what would you bring back that was lost in time?
Oh, my childhood. Oh God, that's interesting.
Pogs. I'm gonna say Pogs. If anybody remembers that,
I do.
I remember Pogs.
A couple years ago at PAX Unplugged, because the Omega Knots at Unplugged, it's all board game stuff. One year, the final round of the Omegathon was Pogs.
Really?
Really?
Kaya's like, I have to make it out to this PAX Unplugged at some point now.
It's in Philly. It's usually the weekend after Thanksgiving, so usually right around my birthday.
Yeah, and if Anki's gonna be
Anki's the weekend before, so it's 2 weeks
I wouldn't
after
be able.
Anki.
Yeah,
it's 2 weeks after Anki.
Yep, I wouldn't be able to do it. That I can't have vacations that close.
Oh crap. I forgot about putting in for the Friday of Anki off.
Oh.
I can do that.
I know I have the whole week leading up to it off. I might have to leave early on the Sunday because of the drive time back, or I just stay and actually I should be fine to make it home and just pray I'm not on a job that I'd get called like right at midnight or something Monday morning.
And for Ross, he says 1950s themed diners.
Come to Pennsylvania.
Actually, the town I grew up in had a couple. The area I grew up in had a few, and they were fun.
There was one in I think it was. I'm not sure if it's still there because I haven't been back to Mass in a while. But Dave's Diner in Middleborough was a really good classic 50s style vibe diner. In Pennsylvania, there are diners everywhere, and there's a really good one. It's an hour plus away from me in Hummelstown, PA. But I think it's called the Soda Jerk. It is probably one of the top 5 best diners I've ever eaten at in my life.
I love a good greasy spoon diner.
You come out here and you have the time to come out. I would highly suggest checking out Soda Jerk. Not a paid
the
for
only good Fudd. Like I love Fuddruckers.
I've never.
I was on Route 1.
I was gonna say they closed that one down.
Yeah.
There's one.
I think Bernie and Phil's.
Jordan's Furniture, I believe.
Yep.
It's in. I want to say it's in Reading.
Yeah, I know it's right off the highway.
Yeah. Because I've been to that one too. It's not as good as the one on Route 1 was.
Yeah, it's the place that has the IMAX too.
Yeah.
I love the fact I look over and I can see Kaya's character eating something. It's like the cookies are still there.
What do you think I'm eating?
Cookies.
Yep.
But the time has flown by. I will not be here next week, so you will have Darren, Angela, and Kaya at the controls.
Oh dear.
Due to the fact that I will be working, my schedule next week has me leaving on a train around probably 2:30 in the afternoon. So by the time that the show's on air, I should be hopefully leaving Reading, Pennsylvania rail yard.
We'll try not to blow up the stream. No guarantees.
No guarantees.
Yeah. Might be fires.
So it would be a typical show.
Pretty much. However,
be food talk, I'm sure.
We almost always talk about food. There was one show where Darren and I didn't. And then Ross brought it up like with 10 minutes to go. And and Darren and I left because we commented about how we'd been so good and didn't talk about food.
Oh, I'm trying to remember what it was. I was looking through, because Crunchyroll will put different categories up. And then I forget what it was. Was it cute girls doing cute things, or I think it might have been something about romance. High school sweethearts, I think, was the category that had come through, and I was like, "Oh, high school sweethearts. Let's see what's in this." And they had School Days. I'm like, no, that does not belong there. Like, it was something to do with like school and romance, and School Days was one of the ones in there, and I'm like, that should not be there. But of course they change it almost weekly, and I can't find it again.
Oh dear.
But at least I didn't put Conception. We'd gone weeks without bringing that up.
Yep.
And I waited till the last minute of the show.
Of course you did. If I didn't know better, I swear, between on air and in our group chat, or more specifically, you and Darren post things just to get a reaction out of me.
I think more Darren than me. I don't post a ton of stuff in group chat unless it's like show related. Getting the reactions out of you is better when it's live.
Darren posted something, and then I could just see and hear you shaking your head and go and through the screen.
Oh, yep.
Mm-hmm.
And he wasn't wrong, but still.
I remember that.
I just post VTuber stuff.
But on that note, we are out of time. I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. It's great to see new and old faces in the chat, a very active chat. We love seeing that. Big thank you to Darren, Kaya, and Angela for joining us tonight. And until next week, when Darren, Kaya, and Angela take the reins of the show, I hope you all have a safe week out there. I know temperatures are starting to warm up, even though I'm supposed to be getting snow overnight tonight, which sucks. But I'd like to be done with the white stuff. But I hope everybody has a safe week. Stay healthy. Enjoy the anime and video games. And we'll see you again next week for more Anime-Zing Radio right here on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch.
Bye.